more deck text, but I think Kibler's kind of prepared for the ramp matchup. He also, as we all know, he's got some experience playing with the ramp deck.
He does. He might have won a Pro Tour with it.
Yeah. So I think that experience will help him out a lot.
And he's the one who has to turn 1 play. He goes. Jibri merely went turn 1 Mountain, and Kibler went turn 1 Elf, but it died.
Yeah.
To Atlantic Blast. And so now Jibri does not have a turn 2 Accelerant. He has so many in his deck.
Well, yeah.
That is going to give that's a huge advantage of Kibler. Now let's see if we can do anything with it. Geist.
Undying Geist. Yeah.
Strangleroot.
Geist.
Geist is the Strangleroot variety. I don't know what its Latin name would be. Geistis Stranglerootus, maybe? Opposed to Geistis Dungeness. And then Jibri plays a Crag and gets a Rampant Growth. Another Forest.
So he's got 4 mana on turn 3, just can't use it all right now.
Yep. I have to imagine he's got Hunt Masters or something that's going to positively block the that Strangleroot Geist next turn. But that's next turn. Now Kibler has a few 3-drops that are good here. Athalia.
See, now I think that's the card that Kibler's excited about it.
I imagine he would be.
He's running 4 between the main and the sideboard.
Yeah, it's not going to shut off Hunt Master. It's not going to shut off anything like that. Slagstorm.
But 4 mana Slagstorm.
That happens. Ow. So at least the Geist is getting in for 1 more.
Yeah, he's
But Kibler's got to worry that he's 1 away from Inferno or Primeval Titan, and Jibri kept his hand, and it didn't seem like the greatest hand, so he has to have something. And Inferno Titan takes down the board. It looks like that is one of the Magic
the duels
Planeswalker 2012 Inferno Titans. Yeah. Yep, Kibler. This is going to be rough.
Yeah, it
Kibler
didn't
has about 1 turn to recover, and he doesn't have a whole lot that really does much. I mean, he can't really metamorph it. He has 2 Oblivion Rings that deal with it, but does not have a whole lot.
Yeah, Jibri started off slow, but Kibler could not take advantage of that little window.
He could not, and there comes a Hunt Master.
And
that's the first game.
Wow, yeah, very, very quick game. And if you would have asked me a couple minutes ago, I thought it looked like Kibler had a nice handle on things, but
he does.
Slagstorm, I think, was just wrecked him.
Yeah, I mean, he has that is the one card that is just totally. Totally bad.
It just wrecks his entire board. I mean, he doesn't have much that even survives a Slagstorm. Does he have anything that survives Slagstorm? He's got Inferno Titan.
He's got Inferno Titan. He's got 1 Inferno Titan. He has 1 Vorapede, who is that is a giant monster.
Yeah.
That's right about everything. Metamorph could. You never know. And then here's Brian Kibler's stats.
Yeah.
Now, as you said, he has a few finishes. He won Grand Prix Toronto in '97, one of the first Grand Prix. When he was kind of a wee lass when that happened.
Probably about 16 or 17.
Yeah, and he got a lot of coverage when he was very young, especially for his top 4 Pro to Chicago, where he played a green, white, red Fires deck with Rith and Armadillo Cloak, which got him the name Dragon Master.
Yeah.
He continued to do very well up until the early 2000s, and then he around 2004 he ended up taking a break for a while.
Mm-hmm. I think he played Versus System a bit.
Played Versus System for a bit, got into the game industry. Then they brought back the Hall of Fame, and his first year eligible, he didn't get voted in. And he said, "You know what? I'm getting into the Hall of Fame." Came back, won a Pro Tour.
Yeah. Got
in the Hall of Fame. Turns out.
Yeah. There's that kind of funny little story back when he came back, and he was seated somewhere near Chapin.
Yeah.
And somebody, what was it? I forget what the discussion was. I think somebody may have scooped, and then they just looked at the next card, just to see what was coming or something. Or maybe no, you know what? I think they were mulliganing. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They mulliganed and they looked at the next card to see what it was, and there was a discussion over whether you should look, and I think Kibler may have said, no, you're not going to get any information about that, and Chapin said, no, and the person who was mulliganing said, no, I think I'm going to listen to Chapin because he's a pro. And
dagger.
Yeah,
all right, so going into game 2, Kibler in his sideboard against this deck. The Thalias still seem fine. He's got Hero of Bladehold, who survives Slagstorm, and does. I hear Hero does a little bit of damage.
It can attack.
I hear that she has been known to take down life totals.
Yeah, with some friends.
With some friends. He also has Celestial Purge, but other than, that probably comes in. I mean, Huntmaster is a problem. Inferno Titan's a problem.
Inferno Titan's a problem.
But what does Jibri have to bring in?
Well, he's got Thrun. He's going to read down his sideboard. He's got Thrun, he's got Tree of Redemption, he's got Karn Liberated, 2 Naturalized, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Whip Flare, 2 Autumn's Veil, 2 Beast Within, and 2 Garruk Primal Hunter. So,
no, I really like the tree here.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen that see a lot of play, but that can really flip things, kind of.
Including your life total with the tree.
Yeah, exactly. Flip things around.
Yeah. I think that card could be very good here. You're right, it's not a card we've seen much of, and he has 2 Green Sun Zeniths to help find it.
Yeah.
If he ever gets behind, I mean, he is the over-the-top deck. Though Kibler, and Kibler it looks like does not have a access to one of the cards that a lot of the decks have been going up to, which is Elesh Norn.
Yeah.
He has decided not to play that, and that would be very good because it would get all those creatures out of Slagstorm range. So he's pretty much got to rely on stuff like the Vorapede and the Inferno Titan to sort of get larger than like Inferno Titan, so that he can actually deal with Jibri's own Titans. Right.
And he's got Daybreak Ranger, but Jibri doesn't have a lot that really dies to Daybreak Ranger. Especially if it's not he's got like 1 bird.
Once he flips it, Kibler has a lot of ways to sort of finagle that last point of 2 damage to a Titan, but not in the ways that it's not going to be as consistent as Jibri's deck, that's for sure. Now we are seeing a mulligan.
The thing about these red-green kind of decks, there's like Wolf Run, and then there's kind of just like red-green ramp, and then there's like this Naya pod kind of thing. Which
they're all Wolf Run of some sort.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but there just seems to be kind of a lot of different varieties of the red-green ramp-ish decks, and I don't know that Kibler saw enough to really know what to expect. He saw what? He saw like Burn Spell, Slagstorm, Inferno Titan.
Yeah, I mean, he has to know that he's on some red-green ramp strategy.
He did see rampant growth.
He saw rampant growth. There's not anytime you get game 1 Slagstorm, they're on red-green ramp.
Yeah.
But now the question is, what version is he? Is he innovating anything? Is he? It's been a long time since the Pro Tour. The format has shifted around a bit. Like, what are the new cards he has to worry about? One of the cards he has to be happy not to have to deal with is Wormcoil Engine, though.
Yeah.
That would be a very good card against Kibler's deck, and that is not in Jibri's deck. Though he does have Batter Skull.
Yeah, or Battle Skull.
Battle Skull. It is not a Battle Skull. It is a Batter Skull.
Yeah. Close.
We might probably want to inform the judges of that, but I don't think that's going to be a.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
It's probably a warning.
Clear that
that
what
it's
supposed to
battle
be.
Skull, Batter Skull, not a Battle Skull.
Yeah. So Kibler's on a mulligan, is that?
I believe Kibler's on a mulligan.
Couldn't quite tell. I was looking at the deck lists. So yeah, this red-green ramp kind of thing seems like it reminds me a little bit of the popularity of the red-green ramp decks. They remind me a lot of Valakut, even though they're not comboing off with Valakut, but it's almost like Primeval Titan.
Instead of getting Valakut, like 2 Valakuts this time, now you're just getting Wolf Run, and oh my God, Jibri's down to 4 cards.
Yikes!
It's gonna be rough. Instead, you're getting Wolf Run and Inkmoth Nexus, which is also a 2-card combo. It turns out.
Yeah. Well, turn 1 birds for Kibler. Jibri has he makes his first land drop.
He looks like he's going to be making a few land drops. So if he, but you don't have to have a whole lot of cards if you just go turn 4 and Primeval Titan. And he has enough cards to do that. Now Kibler does play a turn 2 Birthing Pod. That's a little scary. It is not going to, the big worry for Jibri has to be that, he knows Kibler's going to have an acidic slime. And if he can go, like next turn, he can go 4-drop, sacrifice it to that, or just this turn, play a 4-drop. Next turn, Jibri is going to get acidic slime. and he's already so far behind.
Oh, it looks like he
plays a Thalia. Thalia, even Thalia's not going to get. Stranglergeist. Thalia's not going to get Slagstorm this turn.
Yeah, it also keeps Jibri off of rampant growth unless he's got a land out. There he is. Okay, so he's got it, and he's got
Whip Flare. Whip Flare will wipe the board. Another card that saw very little attention in Scars of Mirrodin. Nobody.
Well, there was a lot of Tempered Steel.
There was, and you know, it was in it was a new Phyrexia, right? Or was it Mirrodin Besieged?
I forget.
It's in one of those sets. Yeah, nobody thought about it. It wasn't a big deal. And then
I think it's Mirrodin Besieged.
Yeah, because I think Pyroclasm was around, and now all of a sudden Pyroclasm's real good.
Mm-hmm.
Blade Splicer brings the token with it. And that's a total of 4. Jibri does have a Slagstorm in his hand that will wipe that out if he wants to. Probably the best decision on his part.
Yeah, Jibri definitely has good luck with the sweepers. Getting the sweepers in hand. I mean, he just plays a lot of them. He's got 4 Slagstorm and 2 Whip Flare in the board.
Yeah,
so.
and then he
there's
plays
a Slagstorm.
You know, at this point, you just got to keep Kibler off creatures. You cannot let him start chaining up Birthing Pod. And Kibler's drew a card. He's up to 3 cards. So even though Jibri was down so many, he's not far behind.
And Huntmaster.
Probably going to get an Acidic Slime. Blow up a land. Or it might get, I think Vorpede is 5. Might get that too.
Nope, Acidic Slime. Blow up your thing. Yeah, he's like, what are you...
Yeah.
So, Huntmaster's dead.
Blows up the mountain. Now you blow up the mountain there because any more of those Rootbound Crags are going to come into play tapped. He is just trying...
Yeah, that was a clever play. I mean, that's a pro play right there.
A lot of people would not think about that.
No, I would have
another
hit
Flare.
I would have hit one of dual lands, just naturally thinking I need to, take him off of his better lands.
But he is just trying to keep Jibri from playing anything productive. So
Whip Flare takes out the Acidic Slime.
And Kibler, I think, only has 1 card in hand, maybe?
And
So, it's weird that Jibri mulligans so far down, but all of a sudden they're... In some way, they're actually kind of at parity right now, though Kibler does have more lands out and has the Birthing Pod. Ancient Grudge
for the Sphere.
Take out the Sphere. Also makes it so that simply playing Primeval Titan is not going to win the game. Though it, could just overpower Kibler. Looks like Kibler drew another land, but he also has a Thalia. Thalia is going to get a 3-drop.
As we get another Blade Splicer?
Probably another Blade Splicer. That seems like the most... that makes the most sense to me. Yep. Blade Splicer. 4 damage on the board.
Yeah,
Huntmaster from Jibri. He is doing his best to stay in the game or he mulligan to 4.
I mean, look at the life totals. He's all right now.
Yeah. I mean
he's cast 3 sweepers already.
If not for the fact that Kibler is going to be able to get his own Huntmaster next turn and then turn that into like a Vorpede or something, if Jibri drew away to kill Birthing Pod, all of a sudden this game would look pretty even.
All right, so
Kibler draws for turn. Keeping it too close for us to see. There's his other land. He does have a Galvany Township, so that's also pretty relevant here.
Yeah, he was he's pretty keen on that card. I think he he likes its interaction with Huntmaster, being able that you can flip your own Huntmaster and then still use it.
I'd be pretty keen on that card too. Now he does pay the 2 life, so he'll be able to actually activate the Township. And there's the hero.
Yep.
This all of a sudden. I should say all of a sudden. I mean, Jibri did mulligan to 5, but
but he stayed in the game so well. Look, he's at 20.
He did.
I mean, the odd thing is
the heart of the cards this one. He was not giving up, but and he's still not out of it. The Township makes some put some +1/+1 counters. Much more relevant next turn when it's going to be putting those +1/+1 counters on the soldier tokens produced.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh no, he didn't cast.
He didn't cast a spell.
Yep. The Fells does 2 to Kibler, 2 to a creature, but probably to the Golem just in case you drew a Whip Flare, or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you actually probably do it to the hero just in case you draw a Slagstorm. But attacks.
Yeah, it's interesting how Birthing Pod's interaction with werewolves as well, you know?
Yeah,
so it's like a way to cast a spell without casting a spell. Now, in this case, it's actually working against Kibler.
Right. Now, I assume that he probably hit the hero here, so he has to think, okay, if I block, I can't block the Huntmaster because my hero will trade a bit, but I don't want my hero to die.
Right.
And if I block the wolf, what if he has any, Galvanic Blast?
Right.
Like, he really wants to get one more turnout with that hero. He wants to be able to, use it to get a Vorpede. He wants to be able to get some more tokens. This is a big decision for him. Is he going to have the should have blocked moment?
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. What is it? It's coming down to these wolves,
Yeah.
Kibler keeps ending up in matches where blocking a wolf is the instrumental play, the play of the game. In this case, it's his decision, but I don't think he blocked, did he?
I don't think he did either. And it looks like Jibri did not have the follow-up they needed there. Now, it looks like he does have a Galvanic Blast in his hand.
So yeah, that's
that would have killed the hero and would have put the game back in Jibri's favor. But instead, coming to town, still had all these soldier tokens.
So we've got we've got 8 power right now, 9, 10. Wait.
Without anything else, this is lethal. Because it's going to be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 by itself before the activation of Township. All right, he's going to activate that. Now, Kibler does have the Ancient Grudge in his graveyard. He's going to flash that back. Which means that if Jibri does, in fact, have that, I think he's still dead. If you have Galvanic Blast token, he's still going to... If Kibler does not activate Township... He's dead pre-Township, so...
Yeah, he's got to do something here.
Right, but if he does do it, then the Township is still going to do an extra 3, so it'll be...
It's still going to kill him.
Yeah, I think it's still going to kill him.
I mean, on a mulligan to 4 to come down to this, that's pretty impressive anyway.
Yeah, and he does Galvanic Blast. Kibler is going to Township. I think they're explaining how that is still lethal. It's 5 or 6.
Yeah. It's
13.
lethal.
Yeah. So after some explanation of math,
right?
There's a lot of math in Magic.
There is. I think it's definitely good to be good at math in a number of situations. Combat math and tiebreaker math.
Tiebreaker math. Yeah, we've seen tiebreaker math be very punishing to people in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That does happen. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, we can draw.
Right.
X1-1 always makes it in. I've been to PTQs where people have thought that X1-1 always makes it in, and it was very awkward.
I heard you talking on In Contention recently about coming 9th at a PTQ where you what did you draw because you thought you were in?
No, okay. So I was technically in, right? It was one of those
it was very weird breakers.
I've been like really punished by breakers twice. Once was at a pre-release when I explained to somebody that the third tiebreaker didn't matter, and then proceeded to get to lose my last round. I was like 4-0 and playing for 5-0, and 5-0 gets like a box. 4-0'd, lost the last round to some ridiculous deck, and then I got 5th instead of 4th on the third tiebreaker.
Oh wow!
And then one time I was at a PTQ where I was there were 3 people who were XO1, and I drew with one of them in 4th place. And then I walked around the room, and every person that played the entire day was still playing.
Right, and
every
lost.
single one of them lost,
Wow.
including one guy to the guy who was one guy was paired down with the guy who was paired up against the guy who was X1-1, and he lost, and so I got 9th on breakers.
Wow.
Yeah, I was.
I was
not happy. I was not happy with that.
When was that?
That was. It was.
What block? What was
it
that?
was extended. I was playing Psychotog. That was
Okay.
It was a Psychotog Affinity, like a big extended.
Just trying to
decks.
paint the picture here,
Yeah, I was not pleased watching every single person lose.
Yeah, that was kind of the chances of that happening fairly low.
It's incredibly low. Usually people drop from tournaments.
Yeah.
These guys did not drop. They just had to stick it out. Nothing wrong with sticking it out.
No.
Just when it impacts me
yeah.
negatively.
I was talking to Drew Levin, and we were talking about the new the new play draw rule that's being implemented this weekend. Did you guys talk a little bit about that?
We did talk a little about it. We both like it.
I like it. Drew gave me an impression that he doesn't, but I think it makes sense. You know, I compare a lot of things to football because that's the other game that I love in my life. It's like Magic and football because they're so similar. They actually are kind of similar.
They're a little bit similar.
There's a lot of things that are similar, I've noticed. But anyway, you know, you go into the playoffs and the higher seeded teams get to play at home.
Yeah.
And that's what you get for being, you know, you earn that. And you show up with a deck that's gonna do well.
The best criticism I've heard about it is that there'll be a lot of PTQs where you are actually punished for being a higher seed. Because usually what happens is if you go X1, right? You go into the last round, and the people who are X and O with 2 rounds left tend to draw. They tend to double draw in. That's the old thing that happens. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to play out the last round, but they usually draw in. And so then when you are like seated like say like very high, like 3rd or 4th or something, going into the last round, or you know, something like that, you a lot of times just go, okay, well, I'm just gonna, you know, I can just draw with the person who's this high because I'll be X1 and 1 and my breakers will hold up.
Yeah, and you end up being in 7th or 8th or something.
Right, and well, what happens now is that you go against this person and you're like, well, if I draw, I'm in because my breakers are high enough, and they go, well, I'm in regardless, and I want to be able, I'm playing Delver, and I really want to get the play every game. So
yeah,
and it's bad for that guy. But on the other hand, like, you know, it's bad for the guy who goes in the last round thinking he can draw in and doesn't. But, you know, sometimes somebody always gets 9th.
Yeah.
And that guy is going to be real happy that the top seeded players decided to play it out.
Yeah, I mean, you earn your place, but you still need to earn it. You know, go into the last round, you might have to earn it some more.
Yeah, and so it might actually be really good for, like, one of the problems with the size of PTQs right now is that if you lose very early, it's very hard to make it in because you can't draw later on. And it might be that, you know, it gets better for you that if you get a loss and a draw at some point in the tournament, like
you do the Sam Black. Like,
yeah, you can actually make it in the top 8.
Loses round 1 and 2 of every coach.
Right. You can actually make it in the top 8 because people are knocking other people out. So we'll see now. Now it looks like Jibri is mulliganing.
Well, we saw how well he mulliganed last game.
Well, that's true.
Didn't win it, but still.
Well, I mean, he did very well for mulligan to 4. Kibler looks at his 7. And he looks to be keeping it. I'm very glad they changed the rule where both players mulligan at the same time.
Yeah.
That was real obnoxious. Especially any game where like both players were down to 5. It took so long to get it all taken care of.
Right. Kibler rocking the Squadron Hawks t-shirt.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that
Griffin
one.
Valentine.
Yeah.
He has done some cool shirts.
Yeah. I love the Nope shirt is my favorite. Big fan of the Thraxamundar shirt as well.
That is good. Now, Jibri leaves off with a mountain. Looks like I see a Rampant Growth in his hand. And an Ancient Grudge. Avacyn's Pilgrim on 1. Rootbound Crag is going to Rampant Growth. Jibri getting into 4 mana, which is where his deck wants to be.
Yeah, this is the first game this match that we've seen him actually successfully hit that kind of, well, we're expecting him to hit his 4th line drop on turn 3.
And so, yeah, you know, pressure's on Kibler here. Jibri has setting himself up for a turn 4 Titan of some sort. You know, can't tell if he's going to have it or not, but Kibler needs to be able to deal with that. You know, he has to know that that's the expectation of what he's playing against.
And I see, what is it? Is that 2 Wolf Runs in his hand? I think
it does look like 2 Wolf Runs in his hand.
2 Wolf Runs, a Green Sun Zenith, and something else.
And Geist, and he's just on the aggro plan. He's taxed Jibri down to 17. Jibri draws, cannot tell. Looks like it was a Titan, actually. So, 4 mana, Green Sun for
Birds of Paradise.
Yep,
he's just got a 1 of birds. I'm assuming that's the that's the only thing he can search for that costs 1.
Now, ideally for him, he has something here like a sphere or something to sort of guarantee that if the birds dies, he can still actually cast a Titan the next turn, but it doesn't look like he does.
He's got Ancient Grudge, Kessig Wolf Run. Is that it? Does he just have 2 cards in hand, I think?
Yeah, I think he has 3, but I can't tell what the 3rd card is. So you know, he might just be with that ramp draw that happens sometimes. Oh, he has a Big Garrick.
Oh, okay.
Primal Hunter, who will be making beast tokens if he comes out next turn. But that bird has to survive. Kibler is thinking. He's his cards move around so fast. It's very hard to tell what's in his hand.
He's a master at keeping those cards.
He has two kinds of masters. He's a dragon master, and he is a card shuffling master.
Yeah.
If the cards were alive, like a Toy Story, they would all be nauseous constantly.
Yeah. So, I mean, just this much thought from Kibler makes me think he has no answer for that bird and no answer for a Titan.
Yeah, I think that's his big concern is he does not have a way to stop a Titan. So he knows, he needs whatever he does here, he has to both hope that Jibri doesn't have a Titan,
which we know he doesn't yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just like, how am I going to be able to end? Do I just, am I on the plan? He doesn't have a Titan. He mulligan, maybe doesn't have a Titan, and I just play like that, or do I play around? Like, if he plays a Blade Splicer here, then Inferno Titan, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's going to take out a whole lot. But maybe that's the best way to beat him if he doesn't have the Titan.
He's got another Geist in hand, and there it is. So
he's going to swing in for 4. Now that's interesting. He has another Thalia. Oh, he's a Thalia.
Okay.
So he did leave himself very much open for any kind of wrath. Jibri looks like he drew a Huntmaster of the Fells.
The good thing, though, even with the Wrath, he'd get those Strangleroot Geists back.
Right.
And so he's kind of played into a situation where Wrath doesn't hurt him actually that badly.
Right. Now, Jibri can play the Garruk, but
right.
it's going to
completely
tap him out. It will make a token, make a beast token, which will block very well. But he still just doesn't have a Titan, and he's going to need an Inferno Titan, really.
You don't need to think about what you're tapping there, because you need to tap them all.
Yeah.
Looked like he was trying to figure out what land he wanted to leave untapped.
None. Leave the land none untapped.
Yeah.
Garruk goes up to 4. So now, the question for Kibler is, do I go after Garruk? If he has some way to not have to go after Garruk, he can hit for a lot. But I think you pretty much have to. And you might have to send the Thalia in to her certain doom. You're going to have to if you want to kill a Titan.
Yeah, would love to see what's in Kibler's hand. Looked like another Copperline Gorge, I think.
Looks like a Pilgrim. I don't see a Birthing Pod, but...
There's a basic forest.
Copperline Gorge.
Yeah. Gavany Township.
Gavany Township. That is huge for this.
Yeah.
That is gigantic. I imagine this coming at Garruk, but maybe not. Maybe he's like...
I can deal with Garruk.
Yeah, who needs that? That means that the normal play that you would expect to see happen is that he would block Thalia and let Garruk die, but if he does that, his beast just dies.
Yeah, Thalia's first strike gets a token from the Gavany Township.
Right, so, if you block a Geist, then that
helps the Geist. It makes the Geist...
Well, it doesn't help the Geist any more than simply using the Township would, because now the other Geist won't come back.
That's true, yeah. So he trades the Geist and the Beast.
And maybe he just attacked Jibri here. So yeah, he must have just attacked Jibri.
Right. So in for 6 there, I think?
Yeah. Goes to 7. Now the question for Jibri is what do you do here? This is where the Inferno Titan all of a sudden would not wipe out Kibler's board. Now it'd still be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still doing a lot of work. But the beast token's not going to be able to block and kill anything anymore. Huntmaster helps out, gains him 2 life.
Gains him 2 he gets a
The wolf goes up to 9.
Yeah.
The wolf and the beast token can double block a Geist and kill it. But that's the best he can really do. Should we know that the downside of him using the Township last turn was that the second Geist did not come back.
Yeah. And now this Geist won't either.
Right. I actually might have done it after damage, but...
Yeah, it's a weird... kind
of interaction.
You
don't
you're
see
like,
it happen
I want
a lot.
I want to put counters on my guys, right? But not those.
But maybe you don't.
Can I not put them on those? Can I? Can I choose not to on these guys? So
cannot. And so Kibler is, he's kind of in the driver's seat right now. He's, he's still going to lose to a Titan if Titan comes out, but he might not. Maybe it doesn't come to that point.
Yeah. right now, I like Jibri. Depending on what's in Kibler's hand, I think Jibri just got himself back into this game. He's made it real tough for Kibler to do much. I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying hands down I think Jibri wins, but I love the way he's just swung the game back into his favor.
Yeah, and then not attacking the Garrick last turn might have been correct, but Huntmaster punishes him for it severely. So now, he might have to attack that Garrick. And what does Garrick's ultimate cost?
I don't even remember. You have the internet. I don't.
I have the internet
at the moment. Could not connect to the.
This is not. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually managed to get his ultimate to go off.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I just pretty much make beast tokens, and I live with that.
Exactly.
-6, so he's at 5 right now. Now, if Jibri goes off with that ultimate, Kibler has basically no chance to win the game.
Yeah, he has access to white mana, but he does not have access to Day of Judgment.
No, he does not. And he does not have a way to go around it, so he probably has to try and kill Garrick, except that, if Jibri doesn't want Garrick to die, he doesn't have to let Garrick die. He can block in such a way that won't happen. And in comes a squad.
The other thing is Huntmaster's going to flip if Kibler doesn't cast anything, and he activates the township, presumably.
Right.
He's basically, if he wants to activate the township, he's got to cast like a birds to keep the Huntmaster from flipping.
Now the nice thing is that if the Huntmaster flips and he activates the township, it's not going to actually kill anything.
Yeah.
The Thalia will then have 3 toughness, and he's going to double block. And Bird comes into block to keep. He wants to keep that. He's trying to keep it all alive. Beast token trades. Yep, he's setting himself off. He is setting himself up to be able to ultimate Garrick.
He's going to mind sculpt Kibler with Garrick's ultimate.
He's going to worm sculpt.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. The Huntmaster flips, does 2 damage. And again, big thing here is that if he draws a Slagstorm or a
Galvanic Blast,
and he'll be able to kill something. And we cannot see what he drew. Inferno.
Oh, that'll work just as well as a Galvanic Blast. Quite a bit better.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a walking Galvanic Blast.
Yeah.
Kills
a Geist.
He's gonna
Kibler for 1.
He's gonna make it make a beast, I imagine.
Yeah, I hope so.
Goes to 6.
Uh-oh,
Yep.
Are we going to see the Dragon Master lose to Worms, the suboptimal dragons, right?
Yeah, dragons are not worms are not as good as dragons usually, but and he scoops.
Wow.
No way to deal with the onslaught of worms.
It still had all these planeswalkers.
Yeah. At one turn he decided he wanted to deal damage to Jibri instead of the Garrick. And
that was that's crazy.
Yeah.
Where's Kibler's sense of showmanship and let Jibri get all the worms? I mean, he should have just let him do it. He's on camera. Come on, Brian.
And again, it's a question of whether I don't know whether that was a misplay or not. I mean, certainly there's only a few cards to get Jibri back in the game at that point.
And Huntmaster
is one of them.
Yeah.